Hey there, everybody. Alan Fleur, and we're going to continue on this series of the questions that the university construction engineers, civil engineers asked me. And in this episode, a great question was, how do we evaluate an entry-level candidate who has no experience in construction? That goes for almost any major, but in construction, good question. So how do we evaluate them? Well, generally, we'll meet you at a career fair. That's usually the best way. You just applying for the job is fine, yet remember, if you're at a university or college, there is probably a good chance you have career fairs. That's the place you want to meet us. Now, when we're evaluating you, we're paying attention to what jobs have you had? Part-time jobs. Those are important. That's where you start to learn people skills. Doesn't have to be construction or engineering related. You could have worked at a restaurant, at a retail place, at a grocery store, what have you. You gained experiences. We want to know about those experiences. We want to know what you did there. We want to know what you learned there. We want to know what challenges you had when you were working. Everybody that had a part-time job had irritated customers, situations they had to fix, stuff that went haywire. You got to learn, and how did you fix it? How did you address it? Those are some of the things that you'll learn on your part-time job, and it's one of the things we evaluate you on. When I'm talking to somebody that wants to go into construction, I'll say, well, what interests you? Now, they might have family in the business, they might have just taken things apart and put them back together when they were a kid. There's a whole host of reasons, but we do want to see that you are genuinely interested in construction, because construction is a great career. And for anybody that says, well, I'm kind of looking around, I'm a mechanical engineer, and I think I'm going to check out construction. I think I might check out mechanical design of machinery. I might check out something like that. Many times the interviewer at that point is just going to phase out and think, well, if he's just here to check it out, I have no interest in checking them out for us, because we want people that are serious about this. And that's a lot of what gets thought about. The other way we evaluate you, the experience in construction really doesn't matter. It's that you've had some experiences. And again, if you've had a part-time jobs or volunteer work, that should be on your resume. Now, if you haven't, you've done something. You were in high school, you were on a debate team or some organization. You always have experiences. And the other way that we're evaluating you is your communication. Just like we spoke about in the last episode, it's how do you interact with us at the career fair, at the on-campus interviews, at the information sessions. And there's other hints on longer episodes on the channel that cover these things. But it's really, how are we interacting? You know, when I'm talking to somebody at a career fair, I'm kind of thinking, am I getting eye contact? Or are they just kind of, yeah, I'm a junior at school XYZ and I major in civil engineering, and I'm like, I'm here. I'm right here. Just talk to me. That's all. We want to know that you've got a certain level of maturity and that you can respond to the questions we ask. We're not expecting a perfect answer. We want to hear your answer. We want to see a resume that's written well. Your school should have things that can help you with that. And it's just about the content. It doesn't have to look fancy. It has to be clean, well written, commonsensical. You should be able to hand your resume to a brother, sister, friend, whatever, that's a high schooler and say, can you read my resume and tell me what you think I am and what I do? That's one of the best pieces of advice I can give. So in the next episode, we'll cover a few of the other questions that have come up to round this series off. Thanks a lot for listening, and I'm Alan Fleur, showing you how hiring happens.